Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be building an Amazon web scraper with Google Scripts. So essentially, we're going to be coming onto the Amazon page, we're going to be getting the price, and we're going to be logging it into a spreadsheet that we've set up with Google. And if the price is cheaper than yesterday's, we want to send ourselves an automated email. This script's going to run multiple times throughout the day, and it'd be good to keep track of the price of a product. So I did some browsing online and I found out that you can pass HTML data using this, I think it's like a plugin for Google Scripts. Yeah, it's a library. So you can use this library and it allows you to take HTML from a URL and crawl it and then get like specific elements that you need. So in our case, we'd be looking for the price element on the Amazon page. So to begin with, I just want to go into the Google Drive and I just want to make a new spreadsheet, and I'm just going to go to data, not tool, sorry, and then script editor, and this is going to set us up a new blank script. And then within here we want to declare our URL first. We then want to pass the data. So by that I mean return the price. We then want to log it or input it into the spreadsheet, and then we want to check the price of the field before or the day before. If it's cheaper, send us an email. Okay, cool. So yeah, if I just show you the page of the script library that I found. It says here, create a new Google Apps script and insert new library by going to Resources Library. So if we go to Resources Library, you name the project first. And we paste that URL in there, or the code in there, choose a version, and let's put development mode on. So the parser library takes three parameters: input text and pattern which bounds desired text, the parser, name of library. Okay, so let's just take this function here. And at the bottom, let's paste that in. And let's change this so we can pass our own URL. We'll put URL as a parameter in the function. And we'll remove this line. So we can trigger that request off with our URL variable. And let's make the URL variable now by doing const URL. And now we can go to Amazon and we can choose the product in which we want to track. So I've just selected a random product here, and I'm just going to take the URL up until this / here. So anything after that, part of the URL is just irrelevant. So if I just take that, go back to the document and import that as our URL. So now this function is going to trigger when we run the script. It's going to go into here, and then it wants to find, so if we look at the markup, let's look at the price. We need to pass it this div here, because this div is going to be something the parser looks for, and it's going to return us anything in between, and the text in between is the price. So if we take this to edit as HTML, and we'll take this span, and if we paste that there, and then in the to text we can do span, so this is where the closing bracket's going to be, and it's going to do, this function by default is going to log it so we can see what the result is. So if I just do this button here just like activates the function. We have to review the permissions. So it's now running the function. I can go to View, Logs, and then I can click this Apps, Scripts, Dashboard, and this is going to show us the result of the function. So that's returned us the price, which is great. It's got a lot of empty white space in there, but don't worry about that. So we now know that if we do const price equals get data URL, it's going to return to us the price that is just extracted. And we can then save the data. So this is another function. This function, let's just copy and paste it over as well. So by the way, this get data function, if you don't understand what it means, it does a URL request, it fetches the data from the URL, gets the content, which is the HTML markup, it then scrapes it by you passing it the data, the HTML, you're giving it the from parameter and the to parameter, then it's going to extract the element in between and return you that as scraped. And then we want to trigger this save data function, which opens up the spreadsheet ID we need. So we need to get our ID for spreadsheet, and I think this is the ID. Or we could just do get active sheet. I think that should automatically do it. Let's just do logger. I'm just going to take this up here just to check. Okay, it doesn't seem to be returning anything. So let me just Google this to make sure that it's the right function. Get active sheet. Or maybe we can do get active spreadsheet, because that's going to give us the exact spreadsheet that we're on. And let's just try this out. So it's going to take the sheet, it's going to append a new row, and then the new row is going to have the date. So let's just do date in the first field, and we could do price in the second field, and we can pass it that data. So let's run this function and see what it does. Oops, capital S there. Let's try it again. Excellent. So it's taken the price and it's inserted it into the spreadsheet for us. If we run this one more time, we're just going to see that's definitely bringing it through. Cool, that's working fine. So now what we want to do is we want to check the price of the day before, and how we're going to do that is, I think, get last. So we can use, let's think, because if we use get last row, it's going to get the row of the price that we just inserted, which is not necessarily what we want to do. Or unless we do it before we insert it, and by doing that, we could just do, we could basically do some logic here. If the price is less than last row, maybe the best way to do this is to format the price, so we remove the pound sign, so then we can actually have numbers we can work with. Let's see if we can do replace Google Scripts. So if we do, let's see, dot replace pound sign, or you can do a dollar sign in your case if you're in the US, or any symbol you want. And then I want to try to see if it can remove the white space by doing replace space by nothing, and then let's just do logger.log price, and let's just remove this logger.log and hit the run function button again, and it is running the function now. Okay, so it hasn't removed the white space. There might be another function we can do. Remove white space. Does the trim function work in Google Scripts? We'll see. Okay, maybe we can just do Okay, great. So now we've removed the white space and we've actually got clean numbers to work with. What we want to do is get the last row's price. And how do we do that? We get the last row. So it returns the position of the last row that has content, and sheet.get last row, get last column as well. So maybe we could use this last cell. That should give us the actual price of the last Amazon price thing. So let's just declare the spreadsheet at the top. The URL for the request, pass the data. If the price is less than, okay, so now let's just log. And let's just get this data, yep. Oops, I realised I just got it there as well. Let's see if that works. Okay, so it says last row is not defined. Oh yeah, of course. Let's just go back here and we just take this. So this gets the sheet, gets the last row, and this gets the sheet and then gets the last column. And hopefully it will return us the last price, which is 239. It's failed for some reason. Parameter string and number don't match the method signature for spreadsheet dot get range 1424. So get active spreadsheet. Let's change the way we called it to the way they did it. See if the formatting may be different. Yep. Failed again. No, completed. Okay, so we now need to get the value. So if last cell dot get value, actually let's just console log this before we do anything, because just to see that's getting the exact price and not some other data as well. Native code. Okay, cool. So we've got the last value now. And what we want to do is we want to do if get value, or we can say if price, so the new price, is less than last cell get value, we want to send email and then after that we want to input it into the spreadsheet. Check if. So just to test that it's working, I just want to do logger.log and we'll say price is cheaper. And then we can go to our spreadsheet and we can just make this price higher. So I'll just do it at 289, or maybe I'll just do 300 just to make it a bit more clearer. I'm going to hit the execute button again, go back to the scripts, refresh. This is very inconsistent as well, like sometimes you need to refresh it manually a couple of times. So price is now cheaper, and what we want to do is we want to send an email. So I'm just going to go back to Google again, send email with Google Scripts, because I can't remember the syntax for Google Scripts. Cool, we can do mail.send email. And I'm just going to put my subject now cheaper. Okay, so now if we click run, it's not going to work at this point. Let's wait for that to execute. Okay, so we need to give permission again because I'm guessing the email app needs permission. I'm just going to increase this to 300. I'm just going to run it again. And I don't know if you can see this, but we've got the email coming through. The price is now cheaper on Amazon. Yeah, you're not going to see that there. So yeah, essentially that's all you need to do really to build a scraper. And what we can do now is we can actually make this script run multiple times a day. And to do that, I just want to go to this sort of time button here. And then I can do add trigger, and I can select the function, which is my function, because this is the main function. The other one just gets called within there. And I can set this to run time driven, and I could put it to run every hour, and I could say every 4 hours. Click save. And now this script is going to run automatically every 4 hours, and as soon as it makes a match, it's going to email me, so I know that the price has dropped. I can go back to Google, to Amazon, and maybe purchase the product if I wanted to. We could obviously make this a lot more complex. We could have multiple products. We could have different parameters. For example, we didn't have to be checking the price. We could be checking for other things on other websites. But yeah, I just thought it would be a cool project to do quickly, and I hope you enjoyed something. So if you like that, please hit subscribe and hit the like button.